All right, guys, so we're back. So here's what I found and the difference between Amazon, eBay, and stock. So we're gonna go with stock. So there's a smaller hole in the center. Let's see if I get you guys in the sun. Inside there, in the very bottom, not the outskirt, there's a bottom hole that is very small that I can't even barely see my reflection. There's another metal piece inside there. On the other one from Amazon, I can see my reflection back there on the, I don't know if you can see that metal under there. That's a bigger hole, a bigger diameter, meaning more fuel is going to go through, which is going to flood your motor. Amazon, $27. eBay, don't get me wrong, it came with a whole kit, but it's still, the damages were more greater than what the whole value was worth. So it came with the whole housing from eBay. I paid, it was $135, but with shipping and taxes was close to $200 because it was coming from Portland, close to Germany and over there, a different country. Okay, so this one has also the same thing, a bigger hole. And if we read, this is 350 kPa. This is a 300 kPa. So I did my research. What is kPa? So kPa, if we measure it by psi, so this has 44 psi, and since this is 350 kPa, this is going to be greater. This one's bigger than this one from Amazon. So we went from having a small hole, which is stock, to a bigger hole, which is not stock, to even a bigger hole, which is definitely not stock. So we was adding more fuel as we went down the line. So again, it would be stock, bigger hole to a bigger hole, which causes your motor to flood with fuel. Your motor will only produce as much fuel as the computer is told to produce, right? The fuel pump is going to push all the fluid that it can push. It is the pressure regulator's job to regulate how much fuel goes into the fuel rail and how much to take back, because the fuel pump will also suck that fuel back, whatever it doesn't need. So the pressure regulator, if you buy the hole too big, it's going to push whatever it's made to push out, and it's only going to be able to suck back so much because you push too much into the fuel rail. So when I was giving it throttle, not only was it hesitating on the low RPMs, too much fuel was going in, it wasn't igniting the pressure. But not only that, when I would let go of the throttle, it was still pushing a little bit more of the RPMs. Why? Because it was not giving enough time to suck that fuel back, because there was too much fuel still stuck in the housing, this housing. So most likely we're going to fix the bike with the stock. Don't get me wrong, this was expensive. I paid $185 for just this. It didn't come with no O-rings, no nothing. And this one broke. Let's see if I get in the camera. This one broke. This one went on top of here. I used the one that the kit came with, even though it doesn't really fit very well, but I'd rather always be honest. That one took up more room inside there. But I'm hoping that when it seals, it just seals. It doesn't need all that extra rubber. But stock, aftermarket, problems. Again, for me being cheap, I went with a cheap fuel pump, which is a Quantum that the dealership gave me because it works. But they told me to buy the pressure regulator, because if the fuel pump went bad, the next step that's going bad is the fuel regulator. I didn't, because I was being cheap. Once they told me how much it was, I decided to go with the cheap. And then I went back to cheap. Now I have to go expensive. So we're going to put this all together and do a test ride. It's a beautiful weather out. It was raining earlier, but it's beautiful out. So we'll be back once we're on the bike. But I think we're in the go, and I won't quit YouTube. Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, well, this is going off of the other video, but welcome back to the second portion of it. So we did the fuel pressure regulator. Now I did ride her this morning. I got a long story about this fight between this pressure regulator and fuel pump. At least this morning, it looked like she's working the way she's supposed to. But since it's very hot out, I guess we'll test to see, with the heat. The RPMs are still jumping, but I think that's all right. Let's see how she rides. Let's see if we fixed her. If she doesn't work the way she's supposed to, then I have a bigger problem. But at least she works, because yesterday when I was putting the fuel pressure regulator, the video I made yesterday, she didn't want to turn over. Let's make the story super short. I missed one of the O-rings, and it connects to the fuel pump and then to the joint, and it fell out when I put the when I took off the other fuel pressure regulator. So yeah, she didn't want to crank over, and I couldn't figure it out. I lost sleep over it. I woke up in the morning and I figured it out. I was like, wait, I don't think that that O-ring is on. It probably yanked out when I yanked it out to put the other one in. I was like, it's worth a try. I've done so much. I was like, there's what else do I got to lose? I lost the whole day sitting out in the sun, sweating my balls off. It's like, well, let's give it a try. I put the O-ring in because it was missing. I was like, well, let's see. I was like, I don't know. And she cranked right over. And then, like I said, I took her for a test ride. She didn't have that issue no more, but it's hotter now, so we'll see how everything works out now. So see if I get enough space. I'm not trying to go through downtown because you guys are not going to be able to see if the bike is actually running better. Now, between all the fuel pressure regulator, there are a difference between all three of them. I did show that in the beginning of the video. There's still work that I got to do to her because the what is it called, velocity stacks, they came off again after I glued them down. But since I had to pull the airbox off and again double check all my work, like I said, there's been a fight with this bike. So I gotta put all the glues down because right now it's just sitting there loose. So they're like jumping up and down within the airbox, so it's going to mess up the air ratio going into the bike. So she's not going to run the best until I can glue it down and clean air can go inside the throttle body. Put her in 6th gear so you guys can see. Now, the comment that I had, which there's no bad comments, but the one comment that I had was in 6th gear it's supposed to lag because you're in 6th gear, low RPMs. That's fine, but the stuttering of the bike was not fine. Yes, the bike in 6th gear at 3,000 RPMs, the bike is not gonna like that. That's obvious. I mean, no disrespect to that guy either, but for me, it's obvious that I'm not supposed to be in 6th gear in that low RPM. But that was the way I was able to show you guys the jerkiness back and forth, just to get up to the RPMs that it likes to be at within 6th gear. So we're gonna do that right now, and then, like I said, we'll do a pull. Let's see, I'll go into over here. So yeah, I've been through hell with this bike. I mean, I'm talking about I spent a whole lot of money. I'll see if I can put it in the video of how much I spent with all these parts, thinking that it was this part, this part, this part, and it was the fuel pressure regulator. At least that's what it seems like for now. At least with the test that I did earlier, that's what it seemed like. again, I'm trying to get space, but it don't matter where I go. Okay, so we're gonna go second gear, third gear. I don't want to go too slow because the car's behind me. Fifth gear, sixth gear, right? So at 2000, you see, no stutters. Yeah, she does not like it. I'm not gonna say that that's what you need to do. Like, she does not like being that low RPMs, but no stutter. You can hear the bike not liking it. Like, that's fine. You're gonna have a lag, but it was jerking. The jerking back and forth was the problem. And I'm sorry, I'm stuck behind slow cars. But yeah, you can hear that it don't like being a 6 gear, low RPMs, but it's not stuttering. So the biggest problem was the stutter. Now again, this bike has 27,000 miles, but it shouldn't be doing that, the stuttering part, unless you messed up the motor, valves, springs, piston rings, compression. And don't get me wrong, this bike, I abuse the hell out of it. I want to show you guys, but I'm saying traffic. Now that it's beautiful weather, all the cars are going to be out, bikes are going to be out, traffic. See if I can do a pool, at least a small one for you guys. I don't know what that was about. Again, because of the what is it called? Shit, I'm trying to remember. Velocity stacks. Now the velocity stacks are in, the right fuel pressure regulator is in, the bike's going to be acting a little different. The power band is going to be different. It looked like the power band hit much higher, so it slowed down in the mid-range, but I hit the power up high because the wheelie came up much later. Usually the wheelie comes up between 8 to 9,000. The wheelie came up between 10 to 11. But again, I'm sorry, I'm trying to pay attention to traffic at the same time as talking. At the same time, velocity stacks are not glued down, so that again, that's going to affect a lot of performance. So excuse that portion. She's not completely finished with performance wise, but at least she's running the way she's supposed to be running. It's nice out today, but it's hot, but it's nice. I'm gonna get me a tan. I hope you guys stayed this long. I'm gonna take her to the highway. I'm gonna try to finish her up today since the bike is running good. I want to like completely finish her up, and I don't gotta touch her for a while. I want to just enjoy my bike and not be a mechanic. Like, that's my goal, not to work on her no more, and just relax with her and enjoy her as much as I can. That's the goal. But yeah, let me do like the highway. I don't know how well the highway is gonna be, and then I'll shut off the camera and just call it a day. And then I'll probably do another video once I have the throttle velocity stacks glued down, and can't remember what else I was supposed to do. I think that was it, the velocity stacks. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sweating in my helmet. I gotta get me a new helmet. I gotta throw out the Ruroc one and just buy me a not cheap but not expensive. I'm not doing no $500. I would do the Ruroc one was the carbon fiber, like full carbon. But at the same time, I'm scared of spending that kind of money and then have problems with the clips. But yeah, I bought stuff from More Mafia's website, and the phone tag came in. I mean, I said phone tag. The guy beeped at me. But yeah, she's running a little weird. I think it's more because of the velocity stacks. But no, the key thing came in, but not my shirts and my stickers. And it's been a hot minute. All that power is at 12 to 13. Gotta watch out for cops. I didn't bring my wallet. Oh yeah, baby. I still want to do that. I still want to do the velocity stacks and cool them down, but now she got a lot of all her powers in the top end. But people gotta understand too, that's not too bad that the power is in the top end if you're doing drag racing. The only way where it sucks if you're doing circuit racing. Oh, I might have to probably get out of this highway. Traffic. Yep, traffic. Bye-bye. Yeah, but all the power right now is in the high RPMs. Now again, don't quote me on that, because I still gotta glue all of it down to where it's not jumping around inside the airbox. It can make the power, like the acceleration weird, like the map all weird. I'm not a big fan of putting those velocity stacks on my bike. I don't like how, like, you gotta glue them down. Like, I don't like that. That's like, and they were not cheap, don't get me wrong. I get it, they put me some Suzuki ones as well, but yeah, but it looks like more of my power is in the top band. And then if I dyno tune her, we could probably even, you know, smooth her out. The money that if I do end up putting into her, it'd be more cosmetic at this point, and a new rear tire. But she got a little bit of life left in the tire. But I want to show you guys, look, 3,000 RPMs pulling. Pulls normal. It's just normal. I don't know if you guys can see that. No more. She's happy. Now, those pieces that the guy sold me at eBay, yeah, it would have in theory worked if I would have did a dyno tune after purchasing it. But I don't want that. I don't need it. It's not a performance